a pretty cool story of if Gine went to Goku. Gine went with Goku, and it's pretty cool actually. I've been enjoying it. With this, Christian would be a Saiyan with a power level of about 18,000, about the size of Vegeta's. He'd be sent off on a planet, but Christian would refuse to be sent off. As a baby, he'd shoot a beam at all the doctors, which would kill them all. As he runs away, hiding, until he's old enough. When he's old enough, he's flying around with the Saiyan armor on, going, powering up into the sky, going, a death beam comes right at him, but he smacks it away, going, freeze the soldiers, as he punches a punch to the chest, then barrages more of them who are coming at him. He says, weak. As it's time for Planet Vegeta's destruction, he goes, Gah! As he creates a purple beam from his hands. It's not a Gal gun as he launches it at the supernova, going, ah! As he puts all of his energy into this blast, which almost destroys Frieza's blast. But it still doesn't. It is power. Frieza adds absorption energy, which means like the attack is absorbed into his blast, making it 20 times bigger. And it's gonna hit the planet. It's much bigger than the planet. Christian flies, trying to find some Saiyan that he can save. As he sees Bardock up there blasting at it, Christian goes, as he goes and punches Bardock in the face, like with such power that Bardock's jaw may be broken, but it will get him away from the destruction of the planet. Just, also crushing Bardock's scouter. As he slams into a planet. As Christian flies off, finding a woman, putting her son in the space pod. Christian goes, as he grabs the woman by her collar, by the back of her collar, and the space hood launches. As he flies off, going, as they're in the vacuum of space, while the pod is going away. Gine says, you saved me. As the woman goes, you saved me. He goes, no problem. I think, he says, do you know a guy with like spiky, weird hair? He goes, maybe like something. He was like in the front lines. He was wearing a blue and yellow Saiyan battle suit. He goes, that's my husband. He goes, yeah, I punched him into another planet, so he should be fine. Hopefully. I've only broke his jaw, maybe. I punched him into another planet, so he survived. So, do you mind directing me where that space pod went? She says, over there. As he flies off, going, as he places her in the space pod, going, I'll just fly. I'll direct the space pod. He says, as he's flying, he decides, as he's a Saiyan who can use magical ability, who can use magic. As he taps the space pod, making it 10 times bigger, which means it's big enough, he'll shrink it once it crashes into Earth, when it crashes into the planet. As when he does this, it's got 3 seats now. He goes in, it sits down in it, saying, hiya. There's a new TV for us. There's everything for us. It's relaxing, there's enough food for us for about a week. It should take us about a day to get there. It should take us about a year or so. He goes, actually, I think this might take us about a day. Actually, how did Raditz, Nappa, and Vegeta survive? It was like I'm not sure what food they had, but there's no way a year's worth of food fit on that space pod. They must have went to different planets and killed and got food. Christian takes them to a planet where they need to eat quickly. Christian instantly hunts and instantly gets them some food as they fly off to Earth, finally making it. As they crash in, going, Christian does brace for impact! As they hit the ground, going, as Kakarot starts to cry, as Christian holds baby Kakarot before he hits, going, as he puts a barrier shield around them so they don't get hurt, going, barrier shield incoming! As they hit the ground, running. So much to do, so much to see. Then the pod opens and the two of them get out, along with Christian holding baby Kakarot on his shoulder. He's about the age of 15, but he has the size of Kakarot's kid age. Okay, he's 12. He throws baby Kakarot in the sky, then catching him saying, you like that. Gina gets words like, please don't throw him. He goes, okay, as he hands her to him. Then he says, I'll go look for some shelter, as it starts to rain. He says, maybe someone will notice this, as he shoots a giant blast into the sky, which Grandpa Gohan notices. Then he runs over asking if these people are okay. Christian creates an energy blast asking who he is. And then it forms into... Then he's ready to launch it. As he says, I'm Son Gohan. Nice to meet you, and I was wondering if you guys needed help. Gina politely says they don't need help as she walks away. He goes, but that was perfect help. He goes, look, we'll take it. She's just a little stubborn. As he knocks Gina unconscious, along with baby Kakarot, teaching them the manner, then he takes them to the house saying that you wouldn't come and we're gonna die out there. She goes, I'm sorry for my rudeness, Gohan. And he says it's alright, as a couple of years later, well actually a couple of months later, when they're having fun going through Earthling lives, Christian develops a new training method. He shoots a giant blast in the sky and then it scatters and all kinds of blasts he has to reflect back in the air. As he goes, as he shoots wind out of his hand with a punch that launches into the sky. As he goes, as he keeps on smacking up, going, as he spins around in the air with a blue aura. Gine goes, wow, that's beautiful. As he launches the Ender Blast into space, which actually alerts the Frieza Force a tiny bit. And it does eventually fade once they reach the stratosphere. Once they reach the ozone layer, they just melt. The energy blast just fade. He goes, ah! As he just keeps on training, going, yeah. He's given a new outfit. He's given a dark blue, a super dark, basically if you know Solid Saiyan, and his cover for the if Turles Turn Good, that's basically Christian's outfit. He wears that kind of outfit. As he goes, as he powers up even more training all night, until he gets back up the next morning, in the afternoon, to see DNA meditating with Kakarot on her tail. And Christian says, ooh, hi, morning. Gine says, good morning, you finally woke up after doing that intense training session. He goes, it's worth it. I think my power level increased by 2,000. I'm now at 20,000. Frieza, on the other hand, in his base form is 530,000, which far surpasses all of us. Far surpasses everyone on Earth combined. He says, even stronger? Christian says, please don't. He goes, sorry. He goes, just kidding. He goes, beams. I'm kidding. Alright, so a couple of months later, Grandpa Gohan tells them, while they're out in the forest and meditating, tells them to come on. He has a surprise for them. As he also treats Kakarot kind of like his little brother. He does help him. Whenever Gine and Gohan are gone, he just takes care of Kakarot. Which Gohan calls him Goku. Christian and Gine always have to remind him that his name is not Goku, it's Kakarot. Christian says, you're pretty interesting. You have some potential. As he starts poking Goku's head, because I have to call him Goku since I can't keep on calling him Kakarot. He goes, boop, 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 boop. Kakarot starts crying. He goes, please don't cry. All I was doing was poking you. As Goku calms down, and he goes, as Grandpa Gohan tells them to come on. As Christian sees a bigger Grandpa Gohan house, he goes, whoa, that's cool. The house is bigger? He goes, yup. There's 3 floors. One for Goku and his mom. One for little Goku and his mom. One for me is the bottom, and you're at the top. He goes, that sounds pretty cool. As I see him glistening a cool room. As Grandpa Gohan also gives Gine a pretty cool new outfit that's an Earthling style. Christian's already at his going, this is luxury. How did you even afford this? He goes, I built it. He goes, wait a minute. So you're telling me that these blankets are made out of wood? He goes, Rapagon just face palms saying, no. He goes, oh, sorry about that. As he says, well, as he smiles to himself saying, tomorrow's his birthday. And he can't wait for it. To see what they have planned. As when he wakes up, he realizes that the hatch that he usually gets out of is closed. And he's like, what's going on? As that's it for now, guys.